Well, hello there, motherfuckers. And I got a couple of requests to do some reactions to the recent trailers at the San Diego Comic Con. Justice League and Wonder Woman, and maybe I'm missing another film in there, but I believe I've already talked about Suicide Squad. You already know about Suicide Squad, so it's not really worth talking about that. If you want me to mention it really quickly, I am looking forward to it. Um, and I really hope that there's a decent amount of Batman in that film. But if not, I'm still looking forward to just seeing the villains. The only thing is, I have to say, I'm still very concerned about Jared Leto. You know, I don't know. Maybe when I see the acting coincide with the physical Jared Leto Joker, it's just the tattoos and everything. Like, you guys know that I like tattoos, obviously, but the thing is, they don't belong on the Joker. And I know they're trying to give him like kind of like this street look, but he's not a gangster. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, he is sort of a gangster, but not that kind of a gangster. But let's see what happens. But anyway, we're here to talk about the Justice League. So you got Aquaman, Flash was shown, Cyborg, and we got one thing I have to say right off the bat is why I like Batman versus Superman so much. One of the main reasons, as I mentioned, all the times that I talked about in the past and all the controversies here on this channel, Ben Affleck is Batman. I mean, you could just see it. Like, I don't know why, but I kind of, you know, that voice, just seeing him there, something just hit me. I was like, in a lot of ways, Ben Affleck is superior to Christian Bale. Um, I think that this guy just is one of the most perfect picks that they could have done. And the thing was, I was so down on it at first because I'm like, hey, it's Ben Affleck. He's starring a variety of movies that I just didn't like. But I guess, sometimes even certain actors, they can just find a role that works for them. And even though most of the time I don't care for Ben Affleck as an actor, this is the right role for him. And he might be the best Batman there ever was. Not counting Kevin Conroy, of course, but the best physical Batman we've had in a live action film. So I'm really excited to see a lot of Batman. The only thing that's kind of a little bit disconcerting to me is I don't know kind of who they picked to be the Flash in a way. People are complaining about the Flash suit. I'm going to complain about the actor. I'm not really too sure. I've seen many different interpretations of the Flash. I enjoyed the Flashpoint Paradox film, the animated film. Now, I'm not really too sure about how Flash's personality is supposed to be. Is he sarcastic? The way he was acting, it's kind of like going for some awkward humor, and that's kind of what I'm concerned. And I'm also going to mention that about the Wonder Woman trailer. These trailers are supposed to focus on, action and awesome, but I noticed they threw in some jokes like they had to get the comedy in there. And so what I'm going to have to plead to the directors, which is going to be Ben Affleck, who's going to be directing this Justice League film, and Gail Daggett, I think that's how you say her name, or Dagat, or I think that's how you say it, whatever. Somebody correct me in the comments. I hope that they direct these movies and they don't turn them into something like the Civil War, where it's a bunch of fucking lame ass jokes and it kind of just feels like a blockbuster popcorn flick, with the type of jokes that you're gonna forget about, later that day. When you go see the film, these lame ass fucking, just overly scripted, dumb jokes that they're gonna throw in there, and I just, it's just like Chris Pine saying, oh well, that's neat. She said she was brought to life by Zeus. That's neat. Like, they had to throw that in there, like, to kind of get that kind of joke, that sarcastic type of joke in there, and it's like, okay, in the context of the movie, but Like, it's a 2-minute trailer and they had to throw that joke in there. Like, hey, we've got jokes. And people are going to be like, oh, Brad, shut the fuck up. It's going to be fucking awesome. And maybe it will be, especially because I've enjoyed Man of Steel and I've enjoyed Batman versus Superman probably more than the average person watching this video, the average person that watched those films. So, but I'm just saying I wanted to point that out because after all the scrutiny they faced with Batman versus Superman, with Zack Snyder at the helm, I kind of feel like they might go in a different direction. They might try to change things up because Civil War got such a positive reaction, and that's what concerns me. When it really should have been the other way around. Civil War should have gotten all the flack, and Batman versus Superman should have got the praise. And with the 30 extra minutes now, a lot of people are praising Batman versus Superman. Uh, that's something that I'll talk about another day because I think that's just complete fucking bullshit. Um, so, I think that, the Justice League, you can't really see too much. I like the actor that they picked as Aquaman. I'm very happy that they're going with that type of King Neptune style of Aquaman, and not going for the regular, blonde-headed, plain-looking Aquaman, kind of like from the WB. And I heard rumors that that was the Aquaman that they were going to go with, and thank God that that is not the Aquaman they chose to go with because that was the wrong choice. They went with the right one. Definitely a tougher look, and a look that, like I said, I'm not a big Aquaman fan. I don't know too many people who are big Aquaman fans. I find myself kind of seeing that Aquaman fans are kind of like the odd man out most of the time, and they might be fans of Aquaman just because a lot of people are not fans of Aquaman, so they're going against the grain just to kind of be cool in a way. But anyway, yeah. So I don't know. I was kind of concerned though a lot about the Flash. I don't know if that is playing true to the character. I don't know. They chose a kid, and I'm like, I guess maybe they want to be entertained. See, this is what kind of irks me about it. Are they choosing a young Flash? Like, like Batman is like already, middle aged already, and Flash is like a fucking kid. So are they trying to go for the Spider-Man, Chris Holland type of look there? Was it Chris Holland? Is that the kid's name? Played Spider-Man Civil War? I don't fucking know. But anyway, the name just seems to be coming to mind. But I feel like they're just trying to kind of challenge that role with the role of this guy who's playing the Flash. And perhaps I'm wrong. Everyone's going to say I'm wrong anyway, so oh, I'm wrong. But I'm just saying I don't know. Just it was so jokey to me. I was a little bit concerned. Like, I couldn't take my eyes off of Ben Affleck. Like in this trailer, like I am so fucking excited to see more of his Frank Miller style portrayal of Batman. Now let's talk about Wonder Woman. So I already talked about, the oh that's neat in the trailer. So with the Wonder Woman trailer, we got a bit more action. It does look cool. I'm still not crazy about Gail Dagot. Is that how you say her fucking name? Gadot? Gadot. That's how you fucking say her name. So, I'm kind of happy that at least this seems action packed, even though I'm not a big fan of the actress that they chose. So people were saying that they would have liked to see a curvier, girl play the role, and I kind of agree with that in a way. To kind of accentuate the Amazonian, body that Wonder Woman's supposed to have. They kind of chose a more slender actress. Same actress as Batman versus Superman. I'm not really too sure, like, how she is the director of this film. Is she, I've heard this about her. I knew that she was going to direct it, but I'm not really too sure of the films that she worked on prior, so I might like, well, I don't even really fucking care. The movie looks pretty decent, is what I gotta say. So I am slightly looking forward to it. Wonder Woman isn't exactly one of my favorite characters. It's not a character that, I really like go out of my way to follow and see what's going on. But there it is. Here's the movie, and it looks pretty decent. So I am looking forward to it. But more towards Justice League. Um, I want to see more of Ben Affleck's Batman. And some people might be concerned about him directing this film, but I'm all for it. After what I saw in Batman versus Superman, Ben Affleck has my full confidence. So both of these trailers, they're good. They're getting me excited for the film. I would like to see a little bit more action, a little bit more of the villain, whoever it's going to be in Justice League. But I don't know. Maybe that's still to be determined. All right, guys. So looking forward to these movies. There's your reaction. See you next time.